Hello all and welcome to this. This will be my 20th, I can't believe I'm saying that, but 20th soft resetting session on camera, Pokemon Heart Gold, Pokemon Soul Silver to try and capture Shiny Mewtwo. On camera alone, this will make it 4,000 soft resets, which is halfway to the odds of capturing Shiny Mewtwo. That being said, I have done thousands of soft resets for this hunt, before I started recording them on camera. To tell you the truth, I'm going to sneeze in a sec. Yep, told you. To tell you the truth, I thought I was close to the odds before I started recording this. So, we're definitely over the odds at this point. But, here's my Heart Gold in my Nintendo DSi. As you can see, there's no cheating devices or anything. And to show no digital manip, we'll do the first one on cam. This is my Soul Silver in my 3DS. As you can see, there's no cheating devices, and we'll do the first one on camera. Typhlosion was at the side there because I accidentally moved the analog stick when I was twisting my DS around, so I had to reposition May. Shiny Typhlosion, we want that for Mewtwo. But anyways, we're going to go to 100 on both games. I'm going to turn my film light off here. We're going to go to 100 on each game. By the end of this, if we do not capture Shiny Mewtwo, we will be at 4,000 soft resets on camera alone. Madness. Absolute madness. Let's see if we can get this thing. I keep thinking to myself, like, the time that I'm going to get Mewtwo in one of these, because eventually it will happen. It's either going to be at the very end, like near, well, obviously the end, because, like, I'm not going to keep recording after, you know, it's captured. Like, I wouldn't continue on the other game to 100. Like, I'd obviously stop what I was doing. But it's either going to be really super early in one of these sessions, like, I'm talking, like, first 10, 15, or, like, right at the end, like, you know, in the 90s. Just, that'll be how it goes. Either Shiny Mewtwo's gonna make me wait all the way through because, like, usually these take about an hour to do, to get to 100 soft resets on both games. Both because of the speed of soft resetting on two systems at once, but also just me talking to the camera, because I try to fill these with as much conversation as I can, so when I do find Mewtwo, you know, there's some substance to the video. But it's either going to happen at the end, so it makes me sit through that almost whole hour and tire myself out from talking for an hour straight, or it's going to happen really early, so when I'm trying to talk about a subject, it's not going to let me because it will interrupt. If it happens in the middle, you know, cool. I'll just be happy with the Shiny Mewtwo regardless of when it shows up in one of these. But like I said, this is the 20th one now. I mean, I did thousands before I started recording these, including counting, let alone all the ones I did before I started counting. I counted up to 2,000 soft resets before I started recording them, which means that I know for a fact I've done minimum 6,000. Minimum. But I did a bunch before I even started counting. So we are definitely over the odds. There's no doubt in my mind we're over the odds at this point. But, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see if we get them. That's the thing about shiny hunting. They could last forever, theoretically. They could last an entire lifetime, theoretically. But I was thinking about something today. Internet arguments. Are you the type of person to engage in internet arguments? I am. That's just because of my stubborn personality and my need to correct people. I can't stand seeing people be dumb, whether it's about sports, whether it's about entertainment, whether it's about politics, whether it's about philosophy. Like, I get into a lot of online arguments with people. Generally, it's about sports, movies, or politics. Um, Sometimes it'll be more philosophical, but I feel like it's harder to have a philosophical argument. Like philosophy, is all about discussion and deep thought. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find two philosophers having an actual argument. Debate, yes, but argument, I would say no, because there's a difference between a debate and argument. And I'm talking about arguments because a lot of the times people get really hostile when they're having their online arguments. And there's so many different kinds of people out there. Um, Honestly, like I had somebody today. I made a comment on a post of a politician that I follow here in Canada. Um, I'm not even going to say who. I have talked about them on this channel before, but I'm not going to say who in this video. Um, I commented on a post of theirs because right now they're going for something, which I'm not going to say what, because I just don't want to. I just don't want, if this video is the one where I capture Mewtwo, I just don't want this to be connected to that person in any way, because I don't want, as much as I'm a big fan of theirs, like I just don't want people to like necessarily think that I'm a representation of all the people that are fans of theirs, because it's not fair to them. In this specific story, if I was talking about something else, I would give their name, but for this specific story, I'm not. Um, but they're posting a lot of endorsements, and I think when it comes to endorsements, some are more valuable than others, and I think there are certain endorsements that, um, it's great to be like to have your entire page just filled with endorsements, so that like whenever people click on your page, they can see, oh, here's like a ton of endorsements from like notable people in the political world or notable citizens who are voters or business people or whatever. But I do think some um, endorsements matter more than others. And I think some endorsements can be bad. Um, and right now, they are posting quite a handful of endorsements from Ontario MPPs. In other words, members of Doug Ford's government. And right now, I think Doug Ford is somebody to distance yourself from. Um, because I don't think I think he is the most fake person in all of Canadian politics. I am a conservative member. Like, I'm a member of the Conservative Party of Canada. Um, I have my wallet right here. I can show my membership card. Those are my bank cards. I don't need to show those. Here it is. I am a conservative member. Anyways, this person that I'm a fan of is posting endorsements from Doug Ford's um, government, and I think Doug Ford is a clown. I think Doug Ford is a joke. I think Doug Ford is one of the worst leaders in my lifetime. Um, Doug Ford is the definition of like the most evil type of politician, and that is somebody who runs on certain ideas, sells themselves to be a certain somebody, but once they get in power, they completely do the opposite of everything they said they would do in their campaign, and does, the complete opposite of what they sold themselves to be. Doug Ford sold himself as a small government. I'm going to lower taxes, I'm going to cut spending, I'm going to cut unnecessary government programs, and I'm going to lower the amount of government that is in your life. And to be fair to him, I think he did that in his first year as premier. I really do. Like I think he was doing what he said he was going to do in his first year. He was elected in 2018, near the end of 2018. I think in 2019, he was doing that. But 2020 has really exposed him as the liar and the clown that he is. He is doing the exact opposite of what he said he was going to do. He's increasing government influence in our life. He is increasing government spending. He is increasing his own governmental powers, including passing a bill that would grant him emergency powers into normal times, meaning that when the 2020 pandemic is over, he would retain the emergency powers. That is not a conservative thing to do. That is not a conservative bill to pass. He is a liar. He is a clown. He is a buffoon. I call him Dougie the Buffoon or Dougie the Communist, depending on my day. Those are the two labels I give him: Dougie the Buffoon or Dougie the Communist. And the standard Ford Nation fanboy response is, "Don't you know what's going on in the world?" Yeah, I do. And I know that he's making it a whole heck of a lot worse. Um, Here's the thing about morals. When the going gets tough, you're supposed to stand by your morals, not chuck them out the window. If you chuck out your morals at the first sign of trouble, it means one of two things. And for Dougie, I don't know which one it is, but it's one of two things, or possibly both. But if the going gets tough and you toss your morals out the window, it means that one, your morals meant nothing in the first place and you are a coward, or two, it means that you're a liar and those morals never really represented who you were anyways. So which one is it? Is Dougie a coward who tossed his morals out the window when the going got tough? Or is Dougie a liar and those morals never were truly who he was anyways, and now he's using this to expose his true self? Which one is it? It's one of the two. It's one of the two. Um, Morals matter. And when you chuck your morals out the window, when the going gets tough, you're either a coward or you're a liar. It's as simple as that. And I do not approve of the job he's done at all. Liberty is the most important thing to me. Small government is the most important thing to me. The way I view government is I should never, 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 ever notice the government in my day-to-day life. And before 2020, I can honestly say that I never really did. It was very, very rare for me to ever notice the government in my life. Like, I never felt like the government was holding me back, stopping me from doing things, um, forcing me to do things. Like, none of that. I just felt like the government, they were annoying, but they never really were involved in my life to the point where I had a literal notice of them every single day until 2020. And it is all the Ontario government. It's not the Canadian federal government. It's not Justin Trudeau. Don't blame Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau's an idiot. Justin Trudeau is one of the worst prime ministers ever. But this is not on him. This is on the Ontario government. In this year, I have noticed the government, for one, I had a project that I was planning to do from before the beginning of the year started. I had a business partner. I had somebody that was going to help me with a project. We were planning to do it in the early summer, but we couldn't. Why couldn't we? Because of the government. It's not because of the pandemic. It's not. There's been many pandemics in my life. Swine flu, SARS, um, and there's others as well. But swine flu and SARS are the ones that I'm remembering. There was a bird flu as well. That wasn't on the scale of those two, but the point is there's been pandemics. SARS and swine flu both made their way to Canada. There was never any kind of shutdown or mandates or anything for those, but there has been for the 2020. I was not able to do my project on time, and it got pushed back till now. Um, but for months and months through the year, I was unable to do something that I was planning to do um, in my professional life because of the government. It wasn't because of the pandemic. We could have done it during the pandemic. We could have. We could have found the people to work on the project. We could have gone out and done the project. It was the government regulations that were stopping us from doing it. Right there, I noticed the government's involvement in my life, because if it wasn't for the government, my project would be done by now. Like, it'd be done by now. So right there, I noticed the government. Two, I had plans to go traveling this summer. I had plans to leave the country. I had plans to visit a friend. I had plans for the friend to come visit me. Um, and we were going to do some things here in Canada, and we were going to do some things in their country, and so on and so on. Again, we couldn't do that. Why? Because of government restrictions revolving travel. Um, and again, pandemics have existed before. It had never stopped people from traveling and visiting people before. Um, but we couldn't do that because of the government. And we still can't do that because of the government. The government is not allowing people into Canada, and the Canadian and U.S. border is physically closed, so no one can drive through it on either side. You can fly to each country, but if an American comes here, they have to quarantine for 14 days, meaning if they don't have a house to go to, that means they're automatically in a hotel for 14 days, which is really expensive to be sitting in a hotel for 2 weeks with nothing to do. You can't leave. You have to pay for it. Like, hotels are expensive. Nobody's going to effing do that. And if they do have a place to stay, like an apartment or a friend's house or whatever, the first thing they have to do is sit inside that house for 14 days. They can't do anything else. If they did leave the house and they got caught, they could literally go to jail. This is all government stuff. This would not be a thing if it wasn't for the government. First of all, the travel restrictions wouldn't be in place. Second of all, these quarantine rules wouldn't be in place. Third of all, the border wouldn't be closed. And fourth of all the activity things that we were going to do would never have been shut down, because, again, the government stepped in and shut those things down. So again, I'm noticing the government involved in my life. I never ever noticed the government involved in my life before, and that's a good thing. That's what it's supposed to be. We live in a free country. We're not supposed to notice the government in our lives. That's what a free country is. And I don't care about the 2020 pandemic. I don't care. It doesn't justify it to me. Yes, I've seen the stats. To be honest, I question you if you've seen the stats. If you're in support of all this, I question if you've seen the stats, because the stats aren't all that scary. They're just not. And I am sick of living in a time and in a country and a province where I notice the government in my day-to-day life. It's beyond frustrating, and it shouldn't be like this. This is not us. This is not Canada. This is not Ontario. And it's certainly not what Doug Ford and his little clowns sold themselves as. To my original point, this person that I'm a fan of has been posting endorsements from them, from people in Doug Ford's government. And I've made several comments on these posts about how those endorsements are useless. You should be distancing yourself from that buffoon, that communist, that clown, and do your own thing. One of the things that made you very popular, the person I'm like a fan of that I'm talking about, is that you are a real boots on the ground, grassroots candidate who got your name all on your own. You didn't rely on major officials or major party officials or anything like that to help you along the way. You built your name up on your own. And you built your name up on your own by being real and being somebody people can relate to. You start posting all these endorsements from these idiots, and you're destroying your name value, because now you're just another typical politician in the politician circles. So I really think that those endorsements from Doug Ford and his clowns are useless and actually hurt this person's. And I explain it in these posts. I don't just insult Doug Ford and his government. I do insult them, but I also explain why I'm insulting them, and I explain why, um, like I just explained everything I just explained, um, and I explained how they're first clowns, like I did. Then I explained how they hurt this person, like I just did. I explain all that. It's quite clear the things I'm saying and why I'm saying them. But then this complete and utter moron commented on it and basically just started throwing insults my way without even trying to make a counterpoint at all. Basically saying, he said something along the lines about how, man, I can't even remember. What he said was so stupid. He ended up blocking me. Like, I didn't even respond to him, but he ended up blocking me. The amount of times that happens to me, it's hilarious. People get triggered so easily. They just can't handle my hyper sane brain, and that's literally what it is. I talked about hypersanity in another one of these videos, one you won't see because Mewtwo didn't get captured in that video. But let's just say I've met hundreds of people, thousands of people in my life that just cannot handle my hyper sane brain. But this guy, what was it that he said? Something like, it was so stupid. Like he basically said that I don't know how to pump my own tires or something like that. Like like it was so stupid that I don't even remember the exact thing he said. But I looked at it and I just did a ha reaction because I'm like, this isn't even worth responding to. And I'm generally not that person. I'm generally not the person to be like, this isn't even worth responding to, because I like to get the last word in, especially when things are publicly posted. Um, but it was so dumb that like even I was like able to be like, if anybody reads this, they're just gonna think this guy's a moron, because like he didn't even try to make an intellectual point at all. Um, so I did a ha reaction, and then he responds again, getting all triggered that I did a ha reaction, calling me juvenile, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, buddy, like I didn't even say anything to you. How are you calling me juvenile? Like you're the one that's literally sitting there saying I can't pump my own tires or whatever the hell you said. I can't tie my own shoes or something like that. Um, Whatever the hell you said, and then like you're getting all triggered over a ha reaction. Then he responded a third time, posting a gif of like a mentally challenged person, and I'm not sure what he was trying to say, but he posted a gif of a mentally challenged person, having troubles in public, which I thought was, first of all, unnecessary and inappropriate to the discussion that was taking place. I thought we were talking about politics, but you know, apparently I can't tie my own shoes or pump my own tires, and he thinks it's clever to post GIFs making fun of mentally disabled people, which, okay. Um, so I haha reacted to that again. I'm just like not even bothered. Like there's no point in even trying to respond to this guy. He's just a moron. And then 2 minutes later, I notice all the notifications have disappeared, and I click on the image, and I can't see any of his comments anymore. Like I clicked on the post, I mean, of the person that I was following, that I made this comment under about Doug Ford and his idiot government, and how you should not have their endorsements posted. Um, and all the guy's comments were gone, which means he blocked me. If the notifications are gone and I can't see it, it means he blocked me. If he simply deleted them, the notifications would still be there. I just wouldn't be able to read it. But the guy literally blocked me. He took his time to insult me without even trying to raise any kind of intellectual point at all. He took the time to respond multiple times because he was triggered about my ha reaction, and then he blocked me. That's the kind of idiots I deal with every single day online, because to be honest, the majority of people you find online are complete and utter morons. But yeah, it's usually not in me to just not even bother responding to them, but it is something I'm trying to do more and more often, is if I think to myself that somebody's response to something I said was so utterly stupid that it's not even worth responding to, I will do that, because in a way it's like I shouldn't even I shouldn't even acknowledge what they just said. Women are amazing at that because they have so many guys in their DMs that they just don't even bother responding to. So generally in public posts, when somebody says something so dumb, they're really good at ignoring it. Where me, I'm constantly looking for debates, because I like to debate people about things. Um, so generally, I try to engage to see if I can have some sort of intelligent conversation. But even the point is, even on those where I do have somewhat stimulating conversations with people, they get hostile. The internet is not a great place to have debates. It really isn't. People get so hostile so fast. It's hilarious. There's somebody that I'm friends with on Facebook that I've been Facebook friends with for a long time. Um, they initially were Facebook friends with me because we were both wrestling fans, but both of us grew up and neither of us are wrestling fans anymore. At least not to the level that we used to be. I personally don't even watch wrestling anymore, but I'm not sure how often this person does. I don't really see them talking about it very often. But they're heavy into politics too. So I have a lot of political discussions with them, and in turn, I end up having a lot of political discussions with their real world friends who also comment on their posts, and we have quite the interesting conversation sometimes because he's a hardcore Donald Trump fan, where I'm a hardcore right wing libertarian, meaning that I basically hate everybody in government and I think everybody sucks. Um, so I criticize everybody. And sometimes people get confused. They'll look at me and they'll think, that I like certain people and hate certain people in the political world. The answer is I hate them all. I think they're all garbage. Um, Trump does a lot of good things, but he also does a lot of bad things. And I'm not afraid to call him out on the bad things. I do think he is probably. I do get a sense that he does care about the liberty, but the fact that liberty is even something that we need to be discussing in politics right now, which it is, just shows how bad of a state our society is in right now. I was thinking about this today. The fact that the people in our society are divided by the 2020 pandemic, it just goes to show how much of a political divide there really is in our society. Um, it's not fixable. It really isn't. There is the people of today, the people of America and Canada. I'm from Canada, but Canada and the U.S. are so intertwined politically. The countries are very, very similar, and the people are very, very similar. We're very intertwined economically, politically, and culturally. Um, you know, we're just so intertwined. But the point is, everything that's in the States is dialed up to 10 compared to Canada, where it's dialed down by 10. Because people here are just generally much more respectful of one another. Every issue that exists in the States, between people, exists here in Canada. It's just dialed down because we're more respectful of one another at the end of the day, than Americans are, which is a good thing. That's why Canada's way less violent. All those heavy duty protests and riots in the States, they're not happening here because it's just not in the people to do that here. People protest here, but it very, very rarely turns into crime. We're not seeing, protests turning into night raids of convenience stores or, you know, independent businesses where they're, you know, looting and burning them down or that just doesn't. It's just not going to happen here. We're much more respectful of one another than that. The people here that are protest, they make their point, they do it peacefully, and for the most part, they go home. Um, the whole like violent looting and rioting, that's an American thing. That's not going to happen here. There have been riots in Canadian history, but it's so much more rare than it is in the States. So much more rare. It's actually like really big news when things happen like that in Canada because it's just not a thing that happens here. The last like major thing I can think of that happened in Canada was the Vancouver riots after the Vancouver Canucks lost in the Stanley Cup final. Um, and that was just a bunch of drunken Canuck fans burning things down because they couldn't handle the fact that their team lost the Stanley Cup, which is the most Canadian thing ever. The thing that we do riot about is our team's not winning the Stanley Cup. Unbelievable. But I mean, it was the last time it happened. Like, and that was in what, 2011? How many American riots can you name in between those times? Like, literally hundreds. But anyways, the point is, this political divide that exists in our society, and it's society, not societies, because Canada and the US are so intertwined. The fact that, you know, there are people that are like, we all need to wear masks, we all need to social distance, we all need to stay the F home. There are essential people and non-essential people. Like, there are people that literally believe all those things. They think the community overrules the individual, which is a communist mindset. That's how communism starts, is when they start thinking that the community matters more than the individual. In a free society, the individual always matters over the community, and I will explain why. But I first want to finish that point. The fact that there's that group of people that believe all that nonsense, and then there's people like me that's like, you know what? This disease has been around for almost a year now. The death rates are not nearly as bad as we thought they were going to be. And you know what? Like, I just want to live my life. Like, I really just want to live my life, and I don't want you, my neighbor, or you, the government, telling me how to live my life anymore. I'm done with it. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to go back to normal. And the fact that those two ideals are so different, they're just not compatible. They're not compatible. We can't have half people thinking this and half people thinking that. And the problem is the people that like are like me and what like I just said, those people are out there in large numbers, but they're afraid. They're afraid to say anything because they know that the people on the other side are gonna, you know, make their lives a living hell for even saying that. Which again just goes to show like it's this political divide, this cultural divide of beliefs and core values that exists in our society. It's not fixable. It's not. I was saying this years ago, before 2020. I was saying probably starting in 2016 when the whole Trump and Hillary thing happened. I've been saying pretty much ever since 2016 that the cultural divide that does exist is not fixable. And I've been saying that for, like I said, since 2016 at least. 2020 has taken it up a notch. The cultural divide is not fixable. It's not. And generally when things get to that point in a country, in a society, civil war ends up happening. And I've been predicting for a long time that there will likely be a major civil war in the United States and possibly in Canada as well. The problem is it won't be a civil war like we know it historically. It won't be like a state versus a state or a group of states versus another group of states or anything like that. It's going to be a much more complex and much more unofficial civil war. Like, I think the civil war, it will take place on the streets. I really do. And I think it's going to be citizen against citizen, neighbor against neighbor. And, you know, an event like this is going to really lead to a cultural explosion where people just really just hate each other. And I think that will happen in the aftermath of 2020, when a vaccine comes out, and there's still a crowd calling for, you know, businesses to be closed, people to wear masks, mandatory social distancing, and all this crap, when there will be a vaccine out there, and, you know, large amounts of the population will be vaccinated, and yet people will still be calling for this nonsense. I think it will really turn into something ugly. Like, and like I said, this cultural divide that has been even further exposed in 2020, it's not fixable. It's not. I'm sorry, but it's not. Um, and like I said, you know, when it gets to that point in society, um, society crumbles and it breaks through civil war. Um, I'm not sure exactly how that's going to look, but there are people out there that have said that it's already started. But I think it's going to really be taken up a notch when a vaccine comes out, and you know, that one half will still be calling for all the nonsense to continue. But Shiny Mewtwo! Oh my god! Oh, oh my god! I saw that whole thing. I saw the whole thing. I looked at my game just in time. Oh my god. Okay. So in Soul Silver, I haven't captured Mewtwo. Soul Silver, I'll explain this quickly. Soul Silver is my playing file, and Heart Gold is my storage file. The Pokemon in Heart Gold I've had since like 2015 or 2014. And for the last like 6 years, I play the game on Soul Silver and I trade all my Pokemon to Heart Gold, which means I've captured Mewtwo in Soul Silver before and traded it to Heart Gold. Luckily for me, I never captured Mewtwo in Heart Gold, um, which was allowing me to do shiny hunting on both. I, I knew tonight was going to be the night. Like I knew it was going to be tonight. That is crazy. But guess which game I caught it on? Was it the Soul Silver where I'll get a shiny dex? No, it was Heart Gold. Here we go. Soul Silver, shiny Typhlosion, regular Mewtwo. Gotta be very careful here. That is a shiny Mewtwo, and I will throw a Pokeball so that we can see it shine. And then I'm going to start recording on my cell phone. Alright, I'm going to throw a Pokeball here, guys. So we can see it shine. Oh. Oh. That is wonderful. And I got it at 49. First of all, I'm taking a photo here. I'm going to turn on my lamp, not my film light, to see if that makes the photograph a little bit better. And now I'm going to start recording on my cell phone here. So I'm going to record on both, but I'm going to record on my cell phone here. I'm flustered, man. Like I'm actually flustered. So here we are. I found Shiny Mewtwo, guys. Finally, I got a live reaction of it, of recording my face. So look on my channel for the reaction video of me finding Shiny Mewtwo. I was talking about some intense subjects before, and that will be in the video now, I guess. But you know, I kind of had a feeling that might happen. I knew tonight was going to be the night I got Mewtwo. I just knew it. But I'm going to throw a Pokeball here so we can see it sparkle, which I just did on camera as well, but I'm going to do that here. So the reason it says that I've captured Mewtwo is because this is my Heart Gold. This is my Soul Silver. Soul Silver is my playing file. Heart Gold is my storage file. The Typhlosion in this Heart Gold is actually from 2014. This Typhlosion is from 2019. When I'm done with my playing files in Soul Silver, I trade my Pokemon over to Heart Gold, which included me trading a captured Mewtwo from Soul Silver over to Heart Gold. That's why it's labeled as caught. However, I never captured the actual Mewtwo in Heart Gold, but now I'm going to because it's shiny. But let's look at that one last time. A Pokeball. One last time for the Sparkle. I am so pumped to finally get this thing. Oh, just beautiful. So yeah, if you're interested in listening to some discussions about what has been going on in 2020 and some more intense discussions, you can look on my channel for the actual reaction video because I was recording my face as I was doing this session, and you'll be able to see me with a live reaction to Mewtwo. But now it's time to chuck a Master Ball again, proof that this is my storage file. I have 3 Master Balls actually, so it's definitely worth it to use one on a Shiny Mewtwo. Absolutely, we're not going to risk it. We have caught Shiny Mewtwo, everybody. It is official. So there won't be a Shiny Dex, unfortunately. Give a nickname to the caught Mewtwo. I never give my Pokemon nicknames. I know that's blasphemous for a Shiny, but I just don't do it. So no. Mew was transferred to... Alright, so now we're going to save the game. That's fantastic. I'm ecstatic. I was in a kind of intense mood discussing the subjects I was discussing, but then Shiny Mewtwo, baby. Alright, so we saved the game. I'm going to go get that Pokemon out of the box, so that... I've been shiny hunting Mewtwo now so long that like I honestly forget which one has the... what's it called? Escape ropes. I might not even have one. That could be a problem. Just hang on, let me pull the stick out here. 1 second, guys. I apologize. I'm trying to record this on my phone while, you know, doing this with my hand. It's a little hard. I might not even have any. Damn it, I don't even have any. God damn it. Do I have a Pokemon that has Dig or something? I don't. How am I going to get out of here? Do I seriously not have any escape ropes? Just hang on. I'm checking one more time to see if I have an escape rope. Oh, I do. Excellent. I honestly, for a second there, thought I didn't have any. I'm going to turn the volume up. I actually now remember what this game looks like. I've been shiny hunting this for so long. So again, because this is my storage game, I have a ton of Pokemon stored in here. Oh, there's Shiny Mewtwo. That's labeled as party, so this is like where I keep a lot of party Pokemon, obviously. Here's like a Legends. Box 1, Legends, Party, Eggs and Starter Pokemon. Here's a Shiny Pokemon. Pokerus. This is all the stuff from all over the years, guys. But let me just get rid of Ralts here. And now let's pull out Shiny Mewtwo. I believe that Sandslash belongs there. Let me just double check that. So that Typhlosion's from 2017. Pidgeot's from 2000. Yeah, it is. Because it's, yeah, the dates match up. So that Sandslash belongs there. Yep, everything's good. Everyone's where they need to be now. I'm going to switch this box over there. Oh, wow. Sorry this is taking so long, guys. I'm still a little flustered, not gonna lie. But there we go. Mewtwo. And we can see Shiny Mewtwo walking around from behind me. Fantastic. Alright, let me turn the... I don't even have the bike out. Of course not. Alright, I turned the running shoes on, and I'm just going to run up. So, Repel wore off. We don't care about that. Should I finish this session on my Soul Silver and see if we can get a second one? I think that would be a little stupid to do, but like, why even waste the time? But now we can see Shiny Mewtwo from our perspective. That is a regular Weepin' Bell. Oh man, I'm not even conscious of like how my face looks on camera right now because I'm still recording this on camera. But we'll show you one more. Regular Bellsprout. Shiny Mewtwo. That is it for this video. If you want to check out the live reaction, click on my channel, and I'm sure you'll find it. Thanks for watching, guys. Shiny Mewtwo in 2020. Let's look up the nature and all that. So nature guesses. Let's get them out there. I am going to guess. I didn't look at it before. Let me guess. I'm going to guess Sassy. Oh, that looks beautiful with that shine. Cerulean Cave, met at level 70. Docile Nature. Okay, October 16th, 2020. I'm not nerdy enough to know if they're if that's a good nature or not for Mewtwo, but let's check his stats. Again, I don't have enough Mewtwo's to know like offhand if these are good or not. 249 HP, 167 attack, 138 defense, 238 special attack, 134 special defense, and 195 speed. So comment below if you're an expert on Pokemon stats and nature, if these are good stats and if Docile is good or not for Mewtwo. But there we go. October 6, 2020, Shiny Mewtwo, Docile Nature, and its stats. I'm going to save the game to keep myself sane. "85 hours this file has." Because, well, like, before I end this, my Typhlosion, it is the oldest Pokemon I have in this file. Yep, September 30th, 2014. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. That is it. As for this video, I was making a point earlier. Remember how I mentioned that? How like I'd be making a point and it would get cut off? I have totally lost the point that I was going to make. But it's all good because we got a Shiny Mewtwo. So here we go. There's it walking behind me. And this is fantastic. Regular Bellsprout. That was a grind. That was a grind. I'll show you it walking around behind me. You can see its green tail. And one last time before we end this. I'm happy. I'm very happy. Thank you, everybody. I'm trying to think. You know what? I'm too. My mood has changed too much. Like I remember what I was talking about, but I was in the middle of a rant before I wanted to make a really important point. Um, what was it that I was talking about? I was saying that we were talking about the two different sides of the argument and how my side was really important, but what I was saying was really important as well. Like it was a very specific matter. That side of the argument was very super important. Um, you know what? In this moment, I don't care because I got Shiny Mewtwo. Um, in another moment, I will care, and in another moment and another time, I will continue that point, I am sure, because that's just how I am. Maybe I will make a separate video talking about that stuff, but for now, we got Mewtwo, and that's the most important thing. It was a grind. We were definitely over the odds. Like I said, by the end of this session, it would have been 4,000 on camera alone. Before I started recording, I was at around like 2,200 counting, and then this one would have been the end of this would have been 4,000. So that's like 6,200 ish. But I did a ton before that. Before I even started counting, I started this hunt in like March, and it's October. I haven't been doing it every single day, but there were times like before I was even counting, like I watched like five movies, like one a night for like a 5 day week. And for that entire like movie run, I was shiny hunting, right? So like think of 5 movies and how many soft resets you can get in. Like that alone was probably like 1,500, let alone all the every other time that I was doing shiny hunting for like 40 minutes to an hour. If I had to guess what probably the total round number for this would be, probably around 1,200 or 12,000, not 1,200. 1,200 would be a really good odds. No, but I would guess probably around 12,000 would be my guess. I don't think it would be too much higher than that. But I don't think it would be any lower than like 9,500. So like my guess would be somewhere between 9,500 to 12,000, somewhere in that range. But either way, we've caught Mewtwo. We got it in Heart Gold, which you know I'm stoked. I think this is the first shiny I caught in Heart Gold. Most of them were captured in Soul Silver, but the next video I'm going to show off all the shinies that I have between both games, which isn't a lot. It's not going to be a super long video, but I will show. I want to do a video where I show them all walking behind me and showing them going into battle, and maybe like a brief story about how I caught each one. But that's it. That's it for this one. Thank you very much. We finally got Mewtwo. What will be the next hunt? I don't know. I know it's not going to happen in the next 2 weeks. That's all I know. But we got Mewtwo. So thank you for watching. Really appreciate it, everyone. It's going to be interesting watching this back, talking about some intense subjects, feeling the passion, and then just the joy of finding Mewtwo. But yeah. And now you're seeing that come down. The energy is gone. The passion and the happiness, they wore it out. But anyways,